as part of my preparation for this, I did a bunch of research on pharmaceutical settlements over the year. Starts with GlaxoSmithKline at the top, the largest, $3 billion. There's one every year. There's every year a pharmaceutical company gets caught with their hand in the cookie jar, bribing, manipulating results, breaking the law. They get a fine, and we move on to the next pharmaceutical company the next year. And if you look on Wikipedia, pharmaceutical company financial settlements, you'll see that there's one every year. And I'm a banker too, historically by profession. And I became a banker in 1981. And since then, there's been a small scandal every year, and there's a big scandal punctuated. It's LATAM, it's Long-Term Credit Bank, it's Kidder Peabody in the United States, it's LIBOR. More or less every 3 or 4 years there's something. And then we all run around like Chicken Little, and it's the worst thing that's ever happened, and I've never seen anything like this before. And then there was 2007, 2008, which is the worst it's been since 1929. In what senses are we averse to learning? Is there a big message that we're not getting, that's just somehow not getting through? Or are the banking scandals today, Wells Fargo, for example, any different than what I saw in the beginning of my career in 1982, 1983, 1984? I don't really think they are. And there may be, this is a question, and I'd love to hear your views. Is there some big message that we're missing, some fundamental thing that will stop our lives being punctuated every year in every industry with another, oh my God, this is the worst thing that's ever happened. How could we not have seen this coming? And while Marx traveling, so someone said human greed. We never do anything about human greed. I'm just going to throw this out there. I expect fully to get booed off the stage. There was a guy called Karl Marx who said it was the system that made people greedy.
That's right.
And compete with one another.
That's right.
Rather than we naturally competitive, and so therefore we need to design a system that, in a sense, handles human competitiveness. And it's quite interesting. So he believed that humans were born to work, they were born to collaborate, and then our natural state of being was to work together to create value for ourselves. That was part of what distinguished us, is our ability to work together as human beings. And he said, then we've created these other systems, feudalism, capitalism, and those systems set us against one another, and the manifestations we say of that are greed. Now, I'm not nearly smart enough to make that as a claim, but he was a very smart fellow. And that was his hypothesis, is that we're greedy because of the system we live in, and the fear of losing one's job that living in this system does. And so our behaviors are natural human adaptations to those systems. It's really great. And there are two different structures in our brain. There's an older structure, the limbic system, which responds to emotional stimuli. It's more primal, if you will. And then there's this center, this thing that is a more recent invention. And the two can frequently be at war, and they have different time horizons. So frequently the long term is delaying gratification, and the short term saying, feed me, Seymour, feed me now. And so we have that, in a sense, war between our higher faculties and our higher intentions as human beings, and more primal urges. We're going to end there. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dan.